It was very different than it is today. You would take an idea, you would hopefully sell it, you would negotiate in the US with a broadcaster. They would say, we'll pay you this much money for 2 runs. This is what it's going to cost us. We'll give you this, and here are the basic assumptions of what that show is. And then you made it. And if the network wanted you to add more things, they would pay for it. If they didn't want to add more things, you would make it for that money and hopefully profit whatever you could. But more importantly, you could keep your intellectual property. You would own it. Essentially, you would rent the show to the broadcaster, and then you'd own it. You'd build your library. You'd build your asset value. That's how it worked for 60 years in the television business, and it started to change in the late 90s and the early 2000s. Then we started to create shows and find shows in our broadcast. If we found a show internationally, I helped bring shows like Weakest Link and Lingo to the United States, and Dragons Den. We brought those shows to the United States. Because they existed in other territories, the U.S. broadcaster couldn't own the IP. So that was another way to start launching shows. In the early 2000s, throughout the 2000s, create your own show, launch it internationally, hold on to your rights, and then sell them, and then build an asset and hopefully make a lot of money. And then when the big networks caught on to that and realized it wasn't just scripted shows that would make a lot of money, but reality shows and formats could make a lot of money, they got into the business of it, and they tried to fight to own or co-own the intellectual property as well. Now, all these years later, it's very, very hard for an independent company to own its own show, even if it's launched in another country.